It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. As always, man, you guys are inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man. I know the callers are going to be calling in, especially after SummerSlam, man. After SummerSlam, it was a banger, man. It was a bang. The whole damn show was a banger. Brad, how you feel, man?
I'm feeling great, Book. You know, I'm with you. I had so much fun. SummerSlam Saturday, we got to do our live broadcast on ESPN Radio nationally. All across the world, we were being listened to. We had callers from the UK, man, and all around the world.
Everywhere.
It was awesome.
Everywhere. Actually, UK caller was actually really, really cool, man. He wanted me to talk to his sister. And did I ever speak to the sister?
I think the sister was too shy. You know what I mean? I don't think the sister ever came around.
Man, but what a banger, man. What a banger, SummerSlam 2024. I think it's going to go down as one of the best SummerSlams of all times, really. I really do. I was talking about how it was so untraditional as far as, you know, title changes. You know, Liv Morgan actually holding on. I don't think anybody saw that. Dominic Mysterio turning the way he did. It just was so. Roman Reigns making his return. I just don't think everybody could foresee everything that was going to happen at SummerSlam. But I want to give everybody, man, all the cast and all the crew, a big pat on the back because they did a hell of a job.
SummerSlam 2024 was it's a thing that I say it's all killer, no filler, right? It was great from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, when the show started, it kind of like, oh my God,
what are you hitting? Are you hitting stuff over there?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, the way it started, it seemed like it started at a slow pace. And it seemed like it just picked up from there. You know how I always talk about how a show has got to go, on a certain level. It just can't, start all the way up and then level off and then go down and then go back up. It's got to have a certain trajectory to it. And I feel like SummerSlam this year, all the way to the main event, it had a certain trajectory that led you all the way to the top, man. And it dropped you off at the end of the night. And I think everybody left that stadium, actually 55 plus
57
plus, left pretty damn happy, I would imagine.
Well, I think that there's no way that you could have watched that show and then gone, that sucked. SummerSlam this year sucked. Nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying.
Yeah, I had a signing on Sunday, and I was talking to some of the guys, and what I was talking about was, I don't care where you wrestle in the world. I don't care if it's New Japan. I don't care if it's TNA, AEW. I don't care what organization, reality wrestling. I don't care what organization it is. If you're a wrestler and you got a heartbeat, you wanted to be a part of something like that. I'm serious. You want to be a part of something like that at least one time. I'm serious because the adrenaline, you can feel it in the air, man. You can really feel it in the air. You watch that crowd, and it seemed like that crowd was totally, I'm talking about totally engaged from match one all the way to the end of the night. And that's really, really hard to do. Even at Reality Wrestling, when we have our monthly shows, it's so hard to keep those fans in those seats throughout the night because they're going to see their guy, and a lot of times they're going to get up and roll up out of there after they see their guy. But
Right.
when you got a damn good show, they're going to stay there to the end, and they're going to support Reality Wrestling. We're working on our 8th sellout, and this one right here. I just want to throw that out there. But nah, man, they did a hell of a job keeping those fans engaged.
We definitely want to hear what you had to think about SummerSlam. You, the people, that's what this show is all about. So super chat in what you thought of SummerSlam or anything specifically you want Booker and I to go over. I see some coming in already, and we definitely will talk about the event that was the biggest party in the summer and what the implications moving forward are going to be. I know we have Bash in Berlin at the end of this month. We're going into Survivor Series, War Games that's going to be going on, I think, in Vancouver, Canada is where that event's going to be happening. So we're really excited about that. But I feel like we do need to do a couple plugs up here up top because you did mention Reality Wrestling working on our 8th consecutive sellout. Not only our 8th consecutive sellout, but our 10th annual Summer of Champions event. Summer Champions 10 will emanate from the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena on this Saturday, August the 10th. Tickets available at realitywrestling.com. And this is the brand new Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. And when I say the brand new, it's not the one that was here in January. This is another brand new Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. It's been fully reconstructed, reconfigured, additional seating added, new entryway, new sign, everything. And when I say everything, what do you think I mean by that, Book?
Every damn thing is what you mean by. No, man, I've been
say this too because you wouldn't mind me saying this. Not only are we going to have all new things going on at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena, new paint, new entryway, new seating, new sign. Also at Summer Champions 10, we're going to have new championships for Reality of Wrestling that we're really excited to share with the people because these things, Booker, you've seen them. I've seen them. They're gorgeous.
Actually, I'm going to be doing a special photo shoot on Wednesday to make sure I display all the belts on social media to let the fans see exactly what Reality of Wrestling is doing. We're doing big things, like Brad say. The construction crew is definitely in the building right now. I've been getting my hands dirty early this morning, as well as late in the evening as well. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when it's yours. It's a special thing when you put the work in. And right now, all of my guys at Reality Wrestling, they have been putting the work in, getting ready for Summer Champions 10, the biggest party of the summer in Houston. I just had to throw that in there. But it's going to be an awesome Saturday night, as well as on Friday, before Summer Champions, you're going to be doing a ribbon cutting for the grand opening of the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. Right now we got over 100 people that's going to be there. That's our RSVP. So we're looking, even including the mayor. So we're excited about Friday as well. Food will be catered by Texas Roadhouse too, guys. So you better get in there. You better get in there and get you some. So
I'm not going to eat any breakfast.
As well as they're going to cater on Saturday as well. Texas Roadhouse is going to cater on Saturday for the boys. So the boys going to be able to eat hearty before they actually get out in the middle of that ring and do their thing. So I'm so excited about this weekend. It don't get no bigger than Summer Champions for us. Christmas Chaos is pretty big as well. But for the summer leading up to Christmas Chaos, this is it, man. This is it right now. Tickets are sold out. But Charmel put 75 more out. I think they went after that. We're going to only have standing room only. But guys, get to 9300 M&F Lowry Expressway. You'll see the big sign with Reality of Wrestling, Walker, Texas Lawyer. You might even see me. Show up, guys. Show up. It's going to be a hell of a night.
It's going to be a hell of a night. I want to give a big shout out to M Music, who said he's flying in from Reno, Nevada to make it to Summer of Champions 10. So It is a can't miss show, not only for the locals here in Houston, but from all over the country. You got to come see Reality Wrestling live and in living color. And again, I'm excited for that ribbon cutting on Friday. I'm excited for reality wrestling Saturday night. Also, a couple things happened over the weekend, because we are Houston people. We represent Houston. Andre Johnson, Houston Texans, first Houston Texan to go into the Hall of Fame, was somebody who, when I was watching the Texans really getting into football, coming into adolescence, Andre Johnson was the coolest guy in the world, and no one could catch like him. I would have arguments with people. He's the greatest wide receiver of all time. And you know what? I feel like some of those arguments are now founded in reality because he's immortalized in Canton.
Nah, man, some of the stuff he would do on that field as far as catching that ball, you probably don't remember Fred Biletnikoff, but Fred Biletnikoff, he played for the Oakland Raiders back in the day, and he used to put this stuff on his fingertips called stickum. And no matter how he would touch that ball, he would catch it, no matter what. And that's the way Andre Johnson was. You thought he had stickum on his hands the way he would catch that ball out on that field. Definitely deserving of being a Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Andre Johnson.
Yeah, and also it's happened in the news couple weeks back, but I feel like as lifelong Houstonians, we have to also acknowledge the passing of the great Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, whose body was lying in state last week and had visits from the president, the vice president, several, big names coming to show their respects to somebody who's a congresswoman. As long as I was alive, book, like that name, Sheila Jackson Lee, was always around, and I just want to pay my respects.
No doubt. Sheila Jackson Lee did so much for this city, man, so much for so many people. And I must say, Kamala Harris did a hell of a job eulogizing. It was touching. It was definitely touching. And Sheila Jackson Lee, definitely, she's going to be missed, man. She's going to be missed. She should have been the governor. She should have been vice president. She could have been president. She could have been everything, man, because she was a warrior, man. She was such a true warrior for this city, like I say, for so many people, and she will be missed, man. She will be missed.
And last but not least, big shout out to the GOAT, Simone Biles, H-Town representative, going out there in Paris, man, showing up and showing out. Couple of golds, a silver, a few other things coming home just because of the greatest gymnast, male or female, of all time.
Of all time, man. Of all time. Congratulations, Simone Biles. We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. Back in a minute. Oh, yeah.
Can you dig it, sucker.
And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, BlueChew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. BlueChew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Shub. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We just kicking it, talking a little bit of, hey, man, this is the after party. SummerSlam after party. I guess that's what we're going to call this, man. Because, like I say, so much went down on SummerSlam. I want to, again, congratulate L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
L.A. Knight finally did it, man. I mean, this dude has been chomping at the bit for the last couple of years, just trying to get a piece of the action, just trying to get a chip in the game, and now he's finally done that. So I'm definitely I'm on board. I'm on board.
Let me talk to you. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Book. To me, LA Knight, you know, he's also a throwback in the best way possible. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean it negatively in any meaning. He's a throwback in the best way humanly possible, because what LA Knight harkens back to, there's been a lot of comparisons to, you know, The Rock and Stone Cold and things of that nature. And I see the influences there. But this is a guy who's a product of the generation of the Attitude Era, now here in this new hot era in WWE. He looks great. He sounds great. And his match against Logan Paul was one of the better matches, I'm talking about technically, of the evening. There was a lot of stylistic the matchup between them stylistically, I guess is what I'm saying, is what I really enjoyed on Saturday. But also, shout out to Logan Paul. That guy can do things that he should have no right and ability to do.
Especially a guy that just, you know, walked into the business with zero experience, right into the main event, you know, WrestleMania with the Miz taking on the Mysterios. Definitely, that's not something you're going to see ever again. I'm serious. I don't think you're going to ever. I'm talking about a guy that have sustained and actually been relevant enough to where people believed him in that position. I got to give Logan Paul a hell of a lot of credit, man. A hell of a lot of credit, because, like I say, I really don't think we're going to see anybody come from the outside world and not just have a match, but this guy went on a run. You know what I'm saying? He went on a hell of a run. So I give the dude a whole lot of credit, man. He's extraordinary as far as, you know, picking this business up, understanding it. And you know what I always say, man, you got to be able to make it in the locker room before you can make it in the ring. This guy didn't get no pass or anything like that. He has to be a likable guy for him to have been in that position. So definitely Logan Paul did a hell of a job as U.S. champ.
There are certain guys who come into guys and girls who come into the business, and to borrow a phrase from you, it's like deja vu. It's like they had been there before. And to me, seeing what Logan Paul, with a handful of matches, this isn't a guy who came up on the indies or who trained in NXT for a few years. Because of his name and his star power, they sent him straight, like you said, to WrestleMania. And he had to learn on the fly this game. And to me, Logan Paul took to this so effortlessly. And I'm not just saying from the athletic standpoint, because, you know, athleticism can only get you so far. You could be the most athletic guy and be able to do all the stuff in the world. Doesn't really mean a hill of beans if you don't have other things that make people care. And when you look at him as a promo, you see what he does on social with, you know, interacting with the guys and being able to kind of further storylines. And I just think that, you know, I know some people feel a certain way about Logan for whatever reason, but to me, he's one of the great signings in the last couple of years to the WWE because of the marquee value he brings, the social media following he brings, the respect for the business he obviously shows, and what he's able to do inside the squared circle and on the mic. Like, top to bottom, I don't see how anybody could complain about having Logan Paul in the WWE.
No doubt. Deja vu. I remember being on the sofa watching WCW back in the day, and I say, man, I know I can do this better than that guy right now. Man, I know I can. I know I can out-talk him. I know I can outwork him. I never took a lesson before. I never been in that square circle once, and I'm sure Logan Paul was sitting at home once upon a time saying, man, I think I could do this better than some of these guys just doing it on television. And then to actually jump in the arena and actually pull it off, that right there is something that's very, very uncanny. This was not, you know, like a Lawrence Taylor, you know, one-off. This wasn't like a Bad Bunny situation where he just came in and did a couple of things. This is a guy, like I say, had a sustained run over a period of time as the United States champion, a YouTuber, a guy that's not from this world that we're in. So that's why I say I give this dude a lot of credit, man, for actually stepping into those shoes and actually being able to wear them again is something that's very, very uncanny. So big ups to Logan Paul. Big ups.
And I liked it, like I said, I like the stylistic matchup between him and LA Knight. I'm sure they're going to go their separate ways for now, but I wouldn't mind seeing them back again. And when we go from one title change, we do have to talk about the other one. We got to talk about Braun Breaker putting it on Sami Zayn, who I know you're a big Sami Zayn guy. I'm a big Sami Zayn fan. Braun Breaker went in there, beat him in about 5.5 minutes, and became the new Intercontinental Champion. To me, this guy has megastar written all over him. Braun is fantastic, I think, right now, and I'm excited to see kind of where he goes with being the Intercontinental Champion, a title that you've held before.
Yeah. I wonder if that was one of those moments, when you get in the ring, you got 10 to 12, and then all of a sudden you send them home. Let's get them up out of
it. It did seem a little rushed, like
the
time, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, if the time got cut or something on that. But I think the right person won that match. I think it's time for Braun Breaker to actually, get the rub and actually be put in that position where he is looked at as a megastar. And that's the one thing I think WWE is doing really, really good as of late, and that's create megastars like they did back in the day. It was a plethora of women that would come through that curtain that you were going to go crazy for. It was a plethora of men that would come through that curtain, walk down that aisle that you was going to go crazy for. And I think now they really are in tune to creating stars, opposed to it's all about the brand. At one point, it had got to where it was just about the brand, but now I'm getting that feeling again. I'm really beginning to get that feeling. I could be wrong, but I'm feeling something, and I'm thinking that's what it is.
I think that you're absolutely right. When you look at what they were able to do with Roman Reigns and his run, Cody Rhodes so far, just if you look at those two guys are not just, they're the guys who wrestle for the WWE. Those guys are known within pop culture. People know who Cody and Roman are from the level that WWE has promoted them to, and they're not the only ones, right? I mean, you see people doing the yeet in soccer games and basketball games. Jimmy Uso has established himself as a star in and out of the business. Bianca Belair has established herself as a star in and out of the business. Like you said, men and women. And to me, it's incredible.
And now with the addition of guys like Gunther, females like Tiffany Stratton, you're going to be seeing so much more of that. Even, going, into the NXT bag, just like with Thea Hill and Roxanne Perez, you can see those two, they're going to be stars before they get there. They're household names before they get there. And I think that's what WWE has been doing a hell of a job as of late, creating stars the way they created stars back in the day.
So tell me this, going to Braun Breaker, what do you want to see from him in this Intercontinental Championship run? What does he need to do while he has that title to really take his game to the next level?
Well, what I always say, as far as being the champion, it's the hardest job you're ever going to have. Being the champion is the hardest job you're ever going to have. That's why when I see guys like, a Bailey, a Becky Lynch, a Roman Reigns, in that position, you know what I always go back to? They got to be able to trust you. They got to be able to trust you to do just about everything, make the towns, to do the promo work, their own sales, but then also go in there and have bangers every time you go out there and work. And the thing is, I always talk about Roman Reigns being champion, and I always talk about all the guys that work with Roman Reigns walk away a better person, a better wrestler. And it shows. It shows. Braun Breaker's going to have to figure out how to create that same thing if he wants to have that legacy like I think he's going to have. Psychology is everything, being able to go out there and perform and make everybody look better than anybody else can make them look. That's what Braun Breaker's going to have to think about in this championship run.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because he's been intensity personified since he came to the main roster, and you can tell when WWE has somebody earmarked for big things. You could tell just for certain things that we don't even have to talk about, but you could just tell that he's earmarked for big things. And so right now, I think Braun just needs to stay the course, continue to do what he has been doing, work on the craft, do all the cliche things that we say, but doing those things are going to set him up to when he needs to elevate himself from the Intercontinental title picture to a World Heavyweight title picture, which I see for him in the future. There's going to be more. And I'm excited to see what he does from a program perspective, who he goes up against next, because especially for somebody like Braun, it's just going to be interesting to see who they set him up with moving forward, because you have to really pick his opponents and pick those programs
Matchmaking.
in a certain way. You gotta match them. Yeah.
Very, very important for Braun's career. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey there, beach babes and beach bros. Are you ready to soak up the summer vibes and strut out with your ultimate beach bod? Well, good news, because our friends over at Manscaped have got you covered from head to toe.
Oh, yeah, Brad. We're talking about the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, the all-in-one grooming kit that's a total game changer for your summer look, man. With Manscaped, you're not just grooming, you're unlocking confidence you need to turn heads this beach season. Oh, yes.
That's right, Booker. And we're talking 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. And because you're listening to us, you get a special deal. 20% off plus free shipping with the code Booker at manscaped.com. Let's make this summer your smoothest one yet.
Man, let me tell you about the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This bad boy got a summer makeover. It's waterproof, perfect for those splashy pool parties and beach hangouts. And don't get me started with the Weed Whacker 2.0 for those pesky nose and ear hairs.
Oh, and after you trim, you've got to try the Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion. Say goodbye to chafing and hello to comfort all day long. Plus the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, absolute must-have for those hot, sunny days.
Hey, and don't forget, every purchase comes with a little extra free Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo. Talk about comfort and style that fits like a dream. You're gonna love it, I guarantee.
So what are you waiting for? Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Booker at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code Booker.
Yeah, the summer sun is here to stay, so trust Manscaped and keep you looking and feeling cool.
Jump on this deal, y'all, and stay groomed this summer with Manscaped. Your beach bod deserves the best.
Welcome back inside the hall, man. I know we got some super chatters coming in, man. Do we need to take any early?
Yeah, I mean, we're on the topic of SummerSlam, and a lot of these have to do with that exact topic. So we might as well just do a few things. So first off, we got to shout out to a new channel member, the Outcast.
Who?
Salute to you, Outcast.
Don't mess with my little privates, man.
Can't mess with him, man. This is from Eddie Kane, Maine. Boom! What do you guys think of Roman's return?
Man, I loved it, but I thought it was a little premature, man. I thought Roman could have used a couple more weeks off, We
have 4 months,
But no, I didn't expect it. It was totally unexpected for me. I did not see that coming. It was a pleasant surprise, though. I'm seeing Roman back in the fold. Now Roman's playing a different role. For the fans are cheering for him. That's a little bit different. So I want to see how it play out. But I was excited.
And not only cheer for him, because he's been a babyface before. He's actually been a babyface for the majority of his career in the WWE. But this time, they're going to cheer for him in a different fashion. It's going to be more organic than it was before. Because you remember, there was a Roman rejection. There was a Roman rejection period from the fans. Same thing that John Cena went through for a moment in time where, hey, we know that this guy's awesome. We know that you really see a lot in this guy, and you're giving it to us before we want him, right? Like, let him cook. It's like I think you used to say, it's like cooking a good roux. You gotta let it sit and simmer. You can't just go ahead and do it quick. You can't put that roux in the microwave.
You burn it up. You burn it up.
You're gonna burn it up, and that's what they were trying to do with Roman Reigns initially. And then the heel turn happens in SummerSlam 2020, and he goes on this great run and becomes a tribal chief. And now they got to a point where he was so good at being bad, we gotta cheer for him. And he's gonna have this organic babyface run that I think a lot of people are excited about. And not only am I just saying that and throwing stuff out there and have a lot of hot air, listen to this. Roman Reigns generated $800,000 worth of revenue for WWE within 2 hours of his return at SummerSlam. Soon after Roman made his return, WWE announced a new customized belt for sale. It was a Roman Reigns championship title. WWE only had 1,316 at the days of his run, each costing $600. All of them were sold within 2 hours of his return. So
hey,
do the math. That's 800 grand.
Hell of a return. I'm serious, man. Hell of a return on Roman Reigns getting back in the fold. So yeah, man, we got to be thinking about that kind of stuff too at Reality Wrestling when that kind of stuff happens. Man, since we got a belt maker now, we got to be. Yeah, I'm just saying. That's another story. That's another conversation. But no, man. Roman Reigns back is big. Is big by any means. It's huge. What's next?
Yeah, massive thing. We're excited to see kind of where he and Solo go end up, and of course, Jacob Fatu. You know, we're trying to find out what's going on with him.
On the boot right now, right? You heard about that, huh?
I saw him in a boot. Now, here's the thing.
I heard it might be part of the story.
Could be, because here's all I'm going to say is I hope that there's nothing wrong. Let me say that first. If there is something wrong, I hope that he comes back as fast as he can, but as slow as he must.
Yeah.
But when at the spot on the table in SummerSlam, this is my conspiracy tinfoil hat. It looks like he sells the knee, right? When he hits the table.
Uh-huh.
So if it's the knee, why do you have a boot on your foot? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I know the foot bone's connected to the knee bone, but I don't know if one causes you to have a boot.
I don't know, man. Maybe his foot might have landed, funny.
It could have tweaked it. I'm saying it could be legit. I'm serious. I have no idea.
It turned his ankle or something. That's one thing I had a problem with. Throughout my career was rolling my ankle. But no, you never know, man. I don't know. I've never seen Jacob Fatu hurt. This guy has always been, like I say, he's always been like indestructible. Seemed like you could do anything to this guy. I was so worried about him before he signed that WWE contract because he was doing like something crazy. He did like a cartwheel backflip over the top rope moonsault. I'm serious. On one of these shows, I don't know what show it was on, but when I saw that, I immediately called him and I say, "Bro, what the hell are you thinking? What are you doing?" So now for him to be banged up, that right there is totally out of the ordinary for Jacob Fatu.
Yes, it's not something that we're used to seeing from him. So we do hope that he is okay and fine, and that we're going to see him defend his newly won WWE Tag Team Championships. By the way, we should give him a big shout out for that as well.
Yeah. You're going to have to look up that one day. You ain't got to do it now. That like I said, cartwheel, backflip, moonsault over the top rope to the floor.
He's look. We saw him. You want to talk about Summer Champions coming up? We saw him at Summer Champions 9, where he had had the match of the night with Ruthless Ryan Davidson for the Texas Championship in front of a sold-out, record-breaking crowd at the Humble Civic Center of, I believe, 1,073. I believe it was. But he was incredible that night. Incredible. Everybody was talking about that match. That was the car ride home match. Man, all that was great. You remember when Jacob Fatu and Ryan Davidson went after it? Oh man, that was so awesome. That was that match. So we know the power of Fatu, and we've seen him. I've seen him get banged up before in a match, and like a Timex, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, seriously.
So anyhow, let's go to our next super chat again. If you have anything you want to say about SummerSlam, please chat it in now. This comes from our man Cali Toenail. Cali Toenail says, "What did I say? Nia, the world is yours. You go, girl." Also, it was not the turncoat event of the year. It was good starting with the Great American Bash.
Yeah,
the Great American Bash week 1 was hot. But Nia Jax, she's the new world champion.
I agree, Callie. Nia Jax deserves it, man. She's been working for this moment for quite some time. She's been, on that roller coaster where it's been a lot of ups and downs in her career. And I really feel like she's in perhaps the safest space she's been in since she's been in WWE. And it's taken this long. sometimes it takes that long. I remember having a conversation with Undertaker, and we asked each other one time, sitting at the bar over a couple of cocktails. He said, man, why did it take us this long to figure this out? We was, in our 40s, getting ready to wrap it up, but that's the way it is sometimes. Nia Jax, I really feel like she's going to go on a hell of a run. I feel like it's going to take a hell of a force to actually take that championship off of her. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how this thing play out.
Yeah, we're gonna see exactly what Nia Jax can do, because the thing is, again, Nia's such a she's the monster, right? She's the big, powerful, irresistible force, immovable object, right? And to me, those are always interesting from a character standpoint to see how they match people up, because to me, I feel like she's gonna go on a squash fest of everybody.
That's what I feel too.
What I mean?
Yeah.
She's gonna beat everybody. She's gonna clear out the division until there's got to be one person who rises through the ranks, who's strong, almost looks like a superhero in their own right, And you know what? All that chaos.
I'm not booking the show, man. I'm
not booking the show either. I'm just saying all that chaos that Nia Jax brings.
I'm not booking the show, bro.
Look, let me say what I want to say. All that chaos that Nia Jax brings, all the chaos that she brings to the women's division. Storm has to come through and just quiet all that down. That's all I'm saying. I don't know who that could be. But I just want to see a Storm, calm all that down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what they used to call Charmel. That was her gimmick in WCW, Storm.
She was Storm.
Charmel, you talking about her making a comeback?
Lace them back up. You know what I mean? We can find Kwee-Wee somewhere.
Kwee-Wee. We don't want to see Kwee-Wee's ass nowhere. Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to get Kwee-Wee over. Trying to get him a booking. You know what I mean?
Kwee-Wee's gonna hear that. He goes like, well, "What kind of heat I got with Book?" You know what I mean? Oh man!
Is there Kwee-Wee heat? Do we not know some Kwee-Wee heat?
We got heat with me. He does have heat with me.
Okay. Well, hey, another story for another day. This comes from. We'll take this one and then we'll go into some more later. This comes from B.
In a minute, yeah.
Hey, Book. Roxanne Perez versus Thea Hale was awesome.
Man, you know what? I feel like Roxanne Perez and Thea Hale is going to have many, many more matches just like that one. It's going to be this could be one of those rivalries, that could go down in the history, throughout the annals of times in professional wrestling, because both of these young ladies, man, they're so young. They're so talented. They're extraordinary as far as how far they are along in this game. Both of them. We call Roxanne a prodigy, but Thea Hale, take nothing away from her. She has grown so much in this last year, man. She is awesome. But we got to take a quick break, guys. Stick around. You're in the hall. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With Earnin, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
Earnin is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the Earnin app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make Earnin part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to Earnin.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download Earnin today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with Earnin now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to earn in, not just earn. Check it out, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I know you said you want to, move on from the super chatters. We'll bring it back here in a bit. Anything special you want to talk about?
Just there's been a few things, but I feel like, look, obviously there's a lot of topics going on in the world of wrestling. SummerSlam we're going to continue to talk about, but there's a few things that are Booker T related I wanted to talk about. But first off is this. I mean, look, we've talked a lot on this show about your run in TNA, right?
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about it. And one of the things you said was you were thinking about Hollywood at one point. You were like, hey, you know what? Maybe I could use TNA to try out some of my character work and really get to the next level. Forrest Whitaker, you've referenced a lot. Last King of Scotland.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're thinking about TNA here inside the Hall of Fame, we're talking about it. We're talking about Booker T and your career and when you were trying to be the last King of Scotland there. I saw a clip that a friend of mine sent me. Shout out to Elliot. A friend of mine sent me from your TNA run that I had not seen, right? And I just thought it would be fun inside the Hall of Fame for you to see this clip and then just kind of react to it a little bit. How does that sound? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
So let me pull this clip up. This is, again, from your TNA days. I'm already laughing. This is from your TNA days when you were – this wouldn't be King Booker. What would you call this era?
No, it was just this was my I was like an African.
This is the African era.
I was like an African accent. Yeah.
This is the African era of Booker T in TNA. This comes from Slam Hub Wrestling. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah.
There we go.
What we have here the elite, the best of the best. You see in my country, back in Africa, the lion, king of the jungle. The lion runs in packs, very dangerous, meat-eating beast. You see what you have here, Jeremiah, the lions of TNA. From this point on, we take what we want. We don't ask. We want respect from this point on.
This business has always been about three things: money, power, and respect.
Respect.
Joe gave me no respect.
Respect.
Joe gave Scott Hall no respect.
Respect.
This business was built on honor, dignity, and respect.
Respect.
Look around this room. Kurt, Booker, Kevin, and myself. We tried individually. We tried it the nice way. All we wanted was a little bit of respect.
You see, Jeremiah, what we have here.
Oh, man.
That's
great.
I'm talking to Jeremy Borash. I call him Jeremiah.
Respect.
Oh, man.
So let me ask you a few questions on
that. Scott Steiner and I doing Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo was funny too, man. That was a really funny one.
No, and that was a great one. I've seen that one. I had not seen this respect promo before. You were on it before Birdman was on it. I mean, you brought the respect gimmick full on and full effect. So tell me, how do the boys not pop? How do you not break them when Kevin's cutting this serious promo and you're just going, respect?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I don't know what the hell I was thinking at that time. I'm serious, man. When I go back and watch that stuff, I don't know what the hell I was thinking, bro. I swear, I mean, I was out there, man. At that time in TNA, I had no direction. Nobody was telling me what to do. Nobody was giving me any instructions as far as, hey, Book, we're going to need this from you tonight, or, hey, Book, don't do this, or whatever. It was just, do whatever you want. And I was just trying to create. I was trying to have some fun. I was trying to let the boys around me, have some fun at the same time, hopefully. And trying to figure out what this thing was going, because Main Event Mafia was huge, man. For me, I thought that was, I thought it was huge. I thought it could have gone down as one of the best factions, one of the greatest factions of all time. Just that crew, the lineage, that all of us, had been a part of. Me and Scott both coming from tag team, backgrounds, being very, very successful, and then finding ourselves as tag team and winning tag team champions. And we got Sting, we got, Big Kev, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but I was just trying to have some fun and create while I was there, and to that 2 years and
it went fast, but come on, man.
Yeah.
To me, that's an all-time the respect thing.
I always say, man, I feel like I let myself down in TNA. I really do. I feel like I let myself down because I feel like I could have I feel like I could have worked a little bit harder. Maybe I should have, asked more questions. Maybe I should have, bulked the system a little bit more and went to Dixie Carter and maybe I never had a conversation with Dixie Carter.
Like, you mean ever?
Never, really. Other than when I first signed. You know what I mean? It was like, glad, we're glad you're here and whatnot, and I'm happy to be here. One of those type of conversations. But after the initial conversation with Dixie Carter, I never had a conversation with Dixie Carter ever again after that.
Really?
Yeah.
And why do you think that is? You just avoid her?
Well, it was I could see that it was certain people in her ear and they were deep as far as in her ear. And I didn't want to be one of those guys that came in there looking like I was trying to take somebody's spot or anything like that, which for me, I was just coming there to have some fun. I had some off time. I left WWE. I wasn't doing anything. I still feel like I had something to give. But in this business, a lot of times people can think you stepping on their toes or trying to, step into their spot. And that just wasn't what I was thinking about when I was in TNA.
Well, I mean, and I've heard you talk about that before, but I still think that you had some great moments in TNA. Whether they live up to your standard of quality, which is different, right? I mean, to me, as long as you made me feel something and I enjoyed it while it was there, to me, I think that's a win. Obviously, you hold yourself to a higher standard.
The thing is, I worked hard when I was working. Even the stuff that I was doing, like that, stuff like Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, everything that I did in TNA, even like working with Samoa Joe here in Houston, man, I went out and I gave it my all. I worked hard. From that aspect. But what I mean is, like I said, I feel like I could have contributed a whole lot more to that company from a, per se managerial perspective, because, I've been pretty successful with reality wrestling, but I've had a great team around me at the same time, and I just felt like Dixie Carter at that time, she needed a team around her that was going to help her, opposed to just try to take. And in this business, it's a lot of takers, and you got to know how to spot them. You got to know how to sense it, and I don't think she had that ability to be able to do that.
You felt like she was somewhat taken advantage of?
Oh, yeah. I think she was taken advantage of in a lot of ways, just because she didn't know the business. She didn't know how ruthless the business was as well, and one thing about the boys, it's hard to know who to trust. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, the boys sometimes, we talked about in the death of WCW or who killed WCW. Sometimes, the boys, for better or for worse, are going to look out for the boys. And sometimes that's just the way this industry goes.
It's part of the game. It really is. It's just part of the game. You hear about me talking about guys going over to AEW. I say, what are they going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to go pick that check.
Go pick up a check.
Hey, man, it's just part of it. And, I've been able to deal with that. I've been able to deal with that and, walk those lines. But in TNA, I just felt like, I don't know, maybe I was lazy. Maybe I just didn't care about, putting myself in that position. Maybe I just want to come to work, do my job, and go home.
Yeah. Well, and if you did, that's what your job is. The contract doesn't say we're going to pay you X, X, and X for you to do your job and go above and beyond.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I'm saying like that, know that your character is to go above and beyond. So I understand why you may feel like you could have done more, but at the end of the day, Main Event Mafia was awesome.
It was. I think we could still be selling T-shirts right now, though.
Yes. I remember the Main Event Mafia
Austin T-shirt that is still one of the top sellers in the company. and I'm sure he's still making a nice grip off of it. Main Event Mafia could have been in that same vein, man. We could have been in that same sense. I mean, it could have gone down as literally one of the greatest. Actually, NWO shirts still selling right now to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Main Event Mafia could have been that if it would have been managed properly.
Yeah. And to me, that's one of the unfortunate things that happened in TNA was there was a lot of mismanagement, you know, and we're seeing that all over the place. You know, there's a lot of things sometimes when you're growing at such an exponential rate and they have so much top talent. Like, just think about it. You, Scott, Sharmell, Kevin, Kurt Angle, Sting. Guess what all 6 of you are? Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers, baby.
All of the Main Event Mafia is in the Hall of Fame. And when you have that much talent and you're growing quickly and you're trying to get television done, you're trying to get your infrastructure done, I can understand why some things are, for better or for worse, looked over. And to me, that was the sad thing about TNA is when they had all that magic at that one time, they couldn't just kick it into 4th gear.
Hey, man. It's just part of the game. Just part of the game of wrestling. But we're in the Hall of Fame, man. We're in the Hall of Fame. We got to take a quick break. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But you know what? Second time.
Absolutely, Book. And let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long-lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got his aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. I got everything all worked out over here now, man.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the earphones. It was the earphones. Now I'm back, man. The sound is like crisp.
There you go.
Oh, I love it, man. But you said you had a little bit more to talk about Booker T.
I have one more thing Booker T related. So many super chats that just came in over these last breaks, so we're gonna have to get to them all. But let me get to this. Complex, big media site. I'm sure you're familiar with Complex. All the listeners out there are. They put together a list, and we always like to talk about these of the top 50 greatest wrestlers of all time. Top 50, right? Booker T is on the list of the top 50 greatest of all time.
As well as I should.
Yes, and where you are is number, I don't know, did you see this list?
No.
Did I tell you where you are already? Mm-hmm. You are number 38 of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time.
38,
You are right, number 39.
Wait a minute, are they ranking this top 50 like in order, or just are the 50 guys on the list?
In order. There's an order. There's a countdown.
They're not like going from, I know going from 50 to 1, but are they saying number 1 was the greatest wrestler of all time is what they're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is that? they got?
Number one is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Number one is Stone Cold is The Rock.
Oh, number 3.
John Cena.
4.
Hulk Hogan.
5.
Ric Flair.
6.
The Undertaker.
7.
Roman Reigns.
9. I mean
9. Okay. 8 is Andre the Giant, and 9 is Macho Man Randy Savage.
10.
Shawn Michaels.
So you see, whoever put that damn list together probably ain't never had a black man over for dinner. Okay, that's the way I look at it. Okay,
Well,
that's the way I look at it because look here, there's no way I'm number 38. They could go to hell with that list. They could take that list and put it where the sun don't shine, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you want to know who's in your wavelength according to them? I'll go from 41 on. Actually, 41's Trish Stratus. 40 is Harley Race.
And the thing is, when these guys put these lists together, they're fans. They're looking at it as fans. All right. Stone Cold Steve Austin, they saying was the best wrestler in the world in the history of wrestling.
Number one. This is let me make a correction. I do stand corrected. This is the top 50 greatest WWE stars of all time.
Okay, now I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that. But when someone start ranking wrestlers, 50 to 1, and it turn out, come on, man. I don't believe in those kind of lists.
I don't believe in the list either because they're too difficult to. First of all, there's no metric, right? Like in other sport, there's metrics, but it's still debatable, right? I mean, people still talk about Jordan or LeBron or Kobe or whomever, right? Or the logo or whomever, right? So it's all subjective. I just will say 41 is Trish, 40 is Harley Race, 39 is Roddy Piper, and then 38 is Booker T.
Yeah,
that's where they have you. And then 37 is Jake the Snake. So
Where's Ron Simmons? Where's Ron Simmons?
I don't know if Ron is on the list. Let's see. Ron,
that's why I said. See, that's what I'm talking about. When lists like that.
Ron is not on the list.
Exactly. Am I the only brother on the list?
Well, I haven't gone through the whole thing, but I'm
just saying. Can you clarify? Can you?
I'm gonna look through as you talk. I'll look through.
And that's why I say I hate being compared. You know what I mean? Because I know how good I was. I know how good I was inside that square circle. And as far as ranking me, I always said I was top 5, in the world. And they say, what number are you? I don't know. I was just top 5 when I was active, at my prime, at my peak. I felt like I was just that good. Am I putting myself over? Am I patting myself on the back a little too much? Perhaps. But I really felt like I was, just as good as anybody that ever stepped inside the square circle. I really believe that. Now,
obviously, the question that you asked, I do have the answer. So there's yourself, and of course, Rock, Dwayne Johnson, identifies as Black and Samoan, and you're the only 2 on the list.
Yeah, exactly.
People of color. Eddie Guerrero, if you Black and brown.
Where's Tuco Scorpio? Tuco Scorpio was one of the greatest wrestlers. He was so much better than me. Tuco Scorpio was better than me in so many ways.
But well, I mean, look, maybe technical wrestler or however you want to look at it. I wouldn't agree with that, honestly, but that's your opinion. But I don't think that it's even doubtable that your career and accolades and surpassed that of Too Cold. And that's no disrespect to Too Cold. I'm just saying, like, if I'm looking at it objectively,
we're talking about best. When we talk about best wrestlers, we're not talking about entertainers. If we talk about
that might be there. I don't know. I don't know what they're.
If we talking about wrestling, I never felt like I was, that great of a wrestler. I thought I was pretty good, but I thought I was a much better entertainer than I was a wrestler. I felt like I was a much more of a showman than a wrestler, just because I never, I never played in that realm before. I'd never been a wrestler before, other than training to actually do it. So for me, when I look at lists like that, for me, I just say, for instance, where's Steamboat at on that list?
Let me find Ricky. I know Ricky's on the list. Ricky made the list. I know.
And where's Savage at on that list?
Savage is number 9. Ricky Steamboat's number 33.
And the thing is, I mean, I look at a guy like Savage, and when we're talking about best wrestlers, that dude would be somewhere in the top 5 for me.
I think he'd be number 1.
Exactly my point. He would definitely be nowhere near 10, Macho Man Savage, as good of a wrestler this guy was? Are you kidding me? When people put lists together like that, like I said, they're doing it like as fans. All right, give me a bunch of writers to compilate who should be 1 through 50, opposed to some fan, talking about their childhood dreams.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. And to me, there's a great argument. Look, these things you can argue till the cows come home, right? But as I've talked to you before about, and we did this on someone else's show, I believe, but to me, they always talk about Mount Rushmore, who's the greatest or who's the top 5, dead or alive, or what have you. But I don't just say this. I would have this argument if I never knew you. Like Booker T is in a different class, all of his own. I said, you're not Mount Rushmore, you're the Lincoln Memorial, because no one's done everything that you've been able to do, from a singles competitor, opening match, last match, middle match, singles, tag, babyface, heel, commentator, promo, entertaining, technical ability, babyface, heel, a general manager,
utility man. I was a utility guy. I can do it all. I got a tool for every situation, no matter what it is, man. No, so my thing is and the thing is, I try not to, get caught up in that kind of stuff, because I hear it a whole lot. People say, who's on the Mount Rushmore and stuff like that. My name never really comes up in those conversations, just because I get it, I understand it. I was an anomaly in the business. I wasn't, most likely to succeed when I first got into the business. I wasn't the guy that came along and everybody pointed at him and said, man, we're going to put the rocket on him and send him straight to the moon. Man, I took the damn keys to the damn rocket and just jumped in it. You know what I mean? And just took off and went straight to the freaking moon. That's what happened with me. Nothing was given to me. I had to work my ass off for everything. And the thing is, am I bitter about that? Hell no, man. I really, appreciate the way I came up, because in WCW, my brother and I, we started at the bottom. We started all the way at the bottom of WCW, making less money than perhaps most of the guys that were signed to WCW under contract. And that's no joke. That's no joke. That's serious talk. But at the end of the day, I closed WCW down. U.S. champ, heavyweight champ. Nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can ever take that away from me. And nobody else can say they did that but me. Nobody. You know what I mean? So as far as, where I rank in this business, these son of guns better start putting some respect on my name, because Booker T was just that damn good inside the square circle. I give myself a pat on the back.
Respect. All right, give this man respect. That's what we're asking for. Damn it.
Hey man, I hate to even have to get upset.
I understand.
But I think these suckers out there need to start putting more respect on my name for what I did for this business.
But it's interesting. I've never really made this comparison until right now, and I know we're about to come up against a break, but I'll just tease them with this. If you were to compare Booker T to one other person in the history of the business, who would y'all compare him to? And I'll tell y'all who I would on the other side of the break.
All right. You're in the Hall of Fame, man. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about GameTime, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and GameTime is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, GameTime has got you you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With GameTime, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. GameTime guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section in row for less elsewhere. GameTime will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose GameTime. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out GameTime now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Just download the GameTime app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price guaranteed. Oh, yes. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We back, man. Where we going, man? Where we going? I know we still got super chatters. Let's hit them. Let's get them in.
Yeah, let's get them in. I just want to say the one person.
My bad. Who is that?
If I would compare to anybody in the business, right? Just think about it before I tell you. Just think about like entertaining on the mic, right? As a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah.
Great in ring, memorable finish, could work in the opening match or the main event, right? Mm-hmm. So to me, if I were to compare you to one person in the entire business, memorable entrance, by the way, memorable catchphrases, great gear, part of anybody in the business, it is the Macho Man, Randy Savage. It's the only real comparison I could come up with. If I'm like, who does Booker T most like in the history of the business? It would be Macho Man Randy Savage.
I can agree with that. Just because Macho's a guy that I emulated. He was a guy that I wanted to be like. I wanted to be just like Mach. Mach went out and performed at the highest level. He made you feel something. When you saw him walk out, you knew it was Macho Man Savage, just the way he was dressed, just the way he talked, just the way he went out in the ring and performed. It'll never be another Macho Man Savage. So I could take that comparison and totally be happy with that. So I appreciate that, seriously.
And the Cali Toenail said that the person he would compare you to is Mr. Perfect, which is also interesting because you were going to be Mr. Perfect in WCW. That was a Curt Hennig idea that never came to fruition, but you were going to be the new Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, man, that's something that Curt Hennig saw in me. He wanted me to be just like him. That guy that was, the best guy on the roster, so talented that he could pretty much go out there and do anything in any arena, basketball, football, golf, no matter what it is. We didn't get a chance to do it, but for Curt Hennig, for Mr. Perfect to think of me that way, it was enough said. He didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to do the angle. Just him thinking that way of me, man, made me feel a certain way about that dude, man. I miss him. I miss Curt so much, man. Such a good dude.
Yeah, no, Curt Hennig obviously was, you knew him on a personal level, but for me,
such a good dude, man. Such a good dude.
Mr. Perfect was awesome. Mr. Perfect was all in the perfect plex, brother. Couldn't get any better than it.
He was a performer, man. He was such a performer. He went out and went above and beyond the call of duty to make sure the match felt a certain way. Every time Mr. Perfect was in that ring, you wanted to watch, even if it was just for him to turn a backflip when somebody kick him, behind the leg. Yeah, he's gonna turn a full backflip for you. So no, man, I miss that dude and his performance and just his laughter and his smile more than anything.
Yeah, no, Curt Hennig, one of the greats of all time, and would have loved to have been able to see that come to fruition. The Booker T version of Mr. Perfect, but cool. That is one of those pro wrestling else worlds that we'll never really get to see, but it's cool to think about and cool to imagine. Yes, but we do have so many super chats to get to, so we might as well continue on. This comes from John. JID999. Gunther and Braun winning was the right payoff.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like both of those guys, they're the future. They're the future of the business. They're the guys that's going to take us, into this next wave, and really, really put WWE in that position to where so many young people are going to, want to be a part. That's just a millennial thing going on right now. There's so many guys and girls that's trying to get into this business right now. And you see it, like just, for instance, from the NIL program. And what this business is doing for these young people, man, it's changing their lives. It's giving them something that they wouldn't be able to find anywhere else out there. So for me, I'm loving where the business is going. That the future of professional wrestling is very, very safe, and I see that with Reality of Wrestling Summer Champions 10 coming up on Saturday, guys. If you anywhere in the surrounding areas of Texas City, get out there. But I see it even at Reality of Wrestling. On a monthly basis now, I say how so many guys, so many girls are showing up just wanting to get a shot at changing their lives. Because I can tell you this business can truly change your life, because I'm a perfect example of a kid who came from the street, who came from nothing, and this business totally gave me everything. So I'm loving where the business is going right now, and Braun and Gunther is at the forefront.
Yeah, guys like that are, as you said, the future of this industry. And I love the match that Gunther and Damian Priest had at SummerSlam. I thought it was the match of the night, honestly. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what his world title reign is going to be, because if he set a record 666 days as the Intercontinental Champion, just wait, brother.
We could be on who can be in for a long one.
We will. By the time we get to your third Hall of Fame induction, he'll still be a champion, right? Yeah. Virgil Dawkins says, "Hey, Book and Brad, we had a lot of title changes at SummerSlam. Do you feel like short title runs affect the wrestler's momentum?" That is true. So 3 of the 4 titles we saw change hands, those titles were won only 4 months ago at WrestleMania. That's Bayley, Gunther, and Sami Zayn.
Everybody's trajectory is not the same. That's just the way it is,
For sure.
Look at me, for instance. I won 6. They all was pretty much, short runs. I didn't have a sustained year run. I don't think I had a 365-day run. I know I didn't. What am I talking about? but that's just the way it works. For me, it worked out perfectly fine, because I got a chance to remind people, hey man, I wanted, 5 times. I can just keep rubbing it in. They don't think about how many, how long the run was. They don't think about it. They just know I won it, 5, 6 times, so for me, it's good either or. If you get a chance to have one of those sustained runs, like a Roman Reigns, like a Gunther, that's a rarity in this business today. And guys like Roman and guys like Gunther, that's a rarity as well.
Yeah, of course. And to me, the other funny thing is, when you win it 6 times, it means you've also, you're currently not the champion, so you've lost it 6 times.
Oh yeah, it's just part of the game. You know what? That's competition, though. It's just competition. Yeah. It's the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, and we got to be on both ends in order to be great. That's just part of it.
I agree.
You got to lose to know how to win.
Got to lose to know how to win. We got more super chats to get through, so we're going to continue to get through them. Vincent R. says, "Hi, Hall of Fame. Now that we are more than halfway through 2024, who is your front runner for Women's Wrestler of the Year? I feel it's a 3-way race between Toni Storm, Jordynne Grace, and Roxanne Perez." I don't mind those candidates.
I tell you what, that's three good ones. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Roxanne Perez, she's been doing some damn good work over this last 6 months, especially since she turned heel, and now she's just free to go out and perform and be herself. She's been doing some really, really good work. Jordynne Grace, definitely. I haven't had a chance to see all the work Jordynne Grace has done, because she's in TNA. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend or anything like that. But I think those names are 3 good names. Toni Storm, she's been doing some good work as well, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of Toni Storm's work in the ring. Have you, Brad?
Yeah. I mean, look, Toni is great. Obviously, Toni Storm is great at what she does.
I'm talking about.
I think.
No. I know she could work, but I'm talking about. I saw her before. I'm talking about in AEW. Have you seen enough of her work in AEW to say, man, Toni Storm has been doing some really, really good matches?
Yeah, I would say yes, but here's my caveat. I would say more so why she's in contention for Female Wrestler of the Year is because she's been able to have this outstanding character work. So
she's gotten over. She's more known now than she's ever been.
Yes,
Let's just say that.
Absolutely.
So absolutely. I can agree with you on that.
Yeah. So anyway, those I don't mind any of those. I would throw in. Let's see, anybody I would throw in there. I would have threw in Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, yeah. Oh, wait. I would have thrown in Becky Lynch. I would have 3 more. I'd have Becky Lynch on there. I'd have Rhea Ripley on there. And I would have just for this last couple months, you've got to put Liv in contention. Liv's been the conversation.
Rhea hadn't done anything all year. Why would she be in it?
What do you mean? What do you mean she hadn't done anything all year? She went on and she won the title at WrestleMania.
But she hadn't done anything this year, though. She's been out. She's been on the shelf.
She was on the shelf for just a couple months. What are you talking about? She was
which one of her matches you remember just memorable?
At WrestleMania.
Other than that.
Against Becky.
Other than that.
This one against Liv just now.
Come on, man. See,
what do you mean?
Grasp straw. No, I wouldn't put. I wouldn't put Rhea Ripley on the list, just because she hadn't done enough work for me. But the rest, Roxanne Perez, Woman of the Year. Let's just put it hands down.
Okay, I'm fine. And you look, no argument from me.
We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, BlueChew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. BlueChew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try BlueChew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank BlueChew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Taking super chatters, man. Let's keep it rolling, man. Let's keep it rolling.
We're going to keep it rolling, and our next super chat here comes from Virgil Dawkins. Can you talk about your feud with The Undertaker on SmackDown? The vignettes leading up to the pay-per-view were so entertaining. Were those your ideas?
No, it wasn't my ideas. I just went along with the program, man. I remember I had a voodoo doctor.
Yes, I remember the voodoo doctor. She gave you some dirt, right?
She gave me these bones, this little potion that I had to cook up that if I used it, it could get me to win. None of that stuff helped, man. It was a waste. But it was fun. It was fun working with The Undertaker. I remember.
Did y'all bond more like while you were working with each other, or were y'all already pretty tight by that time?
We're already tight. We're already
Yeah.
tight by that time. But I remember, working with Taker, and I remember doing that one spot that he loved. I tell you what, I think this was a make or break moment for me when I had to do the tombstone spot with the Undertaker, and it's where he gets you up for the tombstone and then leans back, and then you got to pick him up for the tombstone and then lean back again, and then boom goes up, bang, 1, 2, 3. And I remember he leaned back and I went to pick him up, and his ass was heavy. I mean, bottom heavy. And I had to use every ounce of energy to get him up to that point, man, just to teeter back in and boom, take it. But it was one of those moments to where, like I say, they got to be able to trust you.
Right.
You got to be able to trust you to be able to pull it off every time. And I swear, man, that was one of those moments where I was like, man, if I don't get this done, I'm going to be in a whole lot of trouble, man. But I remember working with Undertaker as well, man. Being in that, I remember like the first time I worked with the Undertaker, even though we, from Texas, even though we both come from, the Dallas territory, he was still he's an icon. He's a guy that was way up there high on the food chain. And I remember working with the Undertaker, and everybody back then, of course, they had the lighters out. They lit the place up. And
it was before cell phone lights.
It was before cell phone lights. I didn't want to age myself, so I just said lighters. But I remember Taker making the walk, and I was almost like looking for my lighter so I could hold it up too. Because I was caught in the moment, and I had to snap out of it. I'm like, well, wait a minute, you get ready to wrestle the Undertaker. Kick out. What are you thinking? So I had to literally, from being a fan, to regrouping and having to think about wrestling the Undertaker. Man, it was crazy. It was the stupidest thing in the world. Yeah.
Love it. We're gonna move on because we have a lot to get to here. This is Mike Woodson, who says, Booker, you preach this so often. A wrestler's worst enemy is ring rust, and it definitely showed with Punk because Drew was definitely in his head.
No, man, time off is your worst enemy. I don't care if you get on the bike, the pre-core, go jogging every day, jump rope, no matter what, nothing can get you ready for being in the ring other than being in the ring. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the bounce of the ring. I don't know. I know for myself, I had a knee injury, and I took like 5-6 months to heal. I was on the bike every day. First match, I was at a house show, and I remember I was gassed so bad. I was like, man, what's going on here? Because I've been training, I've been getting ready for this moment, but nothing can get you ready to be in that square circle, and just the nervous energy, just the people, cheering for you. You not wanting to make a mistake is burning energy. It's so much goes into being off and trying to come back. It's not like, like people say, it's just like riding a bicycle. No, it's not at all. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And Punk, I didn't notice the ring rust as much, but obviously when you're dealing with injury, you're in your late 40s, you haven't wrestled since January, you're going to be a bit slower. I'd have to go back and watch with a more keen eye.
Go back and watch it. You'll see it. I saw it. Yeah.
Mike says, can't wait to see what's next for Bobby Lashley. Multiple WrestleMania victories, 2-time WWE champion, 4-time TNA champion, a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, Bobby, an MVP of, allegedly leaving the WWE. Rumor is they want to go to AEW.
Well, it's not MVP said he ain't going back. So that's not a legend, right? That's
not a legend.
Right? So let's tell it like it is. Bobby's been very, very quiet.
That's what I meant more so. We know where MV is headed.
Yeah. Bobby may he might get the contract. You never know, because I've been hearing other kind of rumors as far as Bobby Lashley. I heard the Ravishing Russian might be making it. It's a whole lot going on. So we'll find out as far as that go. But me personally, I'm hoping Bobby land on his feet, very, very soft. No matter where he goes, Bobby still got something to give to this business, and MVP has been great as far as being that manager, being that mouthpiece for guys at this stage of the game as well.
Yeah, I love Bobby Lashley and MVP and just want to see them in a good spot. But Bobby, I agree. He's got more in the tank. I got a lot left in the tank. Bobby Lashley.
Put him to work. Put him to work.
King Rizzy says, your time in WCW produced so many memorable moments. Looking back, what was the most challenging aspect of transitioning from WCW to WWE, and how did it shape your career going forward?
Oh, man, what was the most difficult part about the transition? You know what? I didn't have a hard transition at all coming from WCW. I mean, unlike most guys, I think the hardest part, the biggest hurdle was the match in Tacoma, Washington with Buff Bagwell. I guess that was, a moment for me. But I've always looked at this business, even still to this day. I teach my students, everything you do is a test. Everything you do is a test. That night, I failed. I failed that night just because I've always felt like, man, I could work with a broomstick, man. You could be asleep and I still take you to the best match you ever had in your life. But that night, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't find it, and but I think I proved that I was worthy to be among those guys in the locker room, the greats of the WWE. I felt like I went out and proved myself. But as far as the transition go, it was relatively easy.
Now, to me, we've talked a lot about it in length, but again, I can only imagine. I've heard Jericho characterized going from WWE to WCW as like going from Kansas in The Wizard of Oz to the Land of Oz. Like you go from black and white to this color, and everything's more vibrant and more.
Yeah. Everything's bigger. Everything's bolder. Everything's faster. Like my intro in WCW, and then I get to WWE. Wow, man. I was like, good God, what is this, man? I was on fire, man. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I felt like I was ready for it. I felt like I was ready 100% to conquer the WWE. And I think I did a pretty good job. I don't think I conquered it, but I think I did a pretty good job.
No, you did a hell of a job. Two-time Hall of Famer Mike Edwards says, ever since Dom grew out that mustache, he has been the true heartbreak kid. Both live in Rhea. Don't leave your girl around him. True player for real.
Nah, man, it's something about guys like that, man. Women are attracted to guys like that. I don't know what it is. I truly don't know what it is. It's like Cher being attracted to Sonny Bono.
Yeah.
It's like, come on here. Are you
Cher was a big looker back in the day, and Sonny, not so much.
I was like, what are you thinking, man? Come on here. But no, man, Dominic definitely has grown into the man that he is right now. He is truly doing a hell of a job. Eddie would be proud of that kid, even though, that's who he say his real dad is.
Yes, exactly. We have 3 super chats left, but I do want to say one thing about Dom. Some at SummerSlam, he did something that I don't think I've ever seen before. Dom goes into the match. Dominic Mysterio is clearly a heel, right? And he goes into the match, and he's a heel, and then he turns heel in the match. Like I've never seen that happen before. He's a heel that turned heel again. I've never seen it happen.
Oh man. He's grown up, bro. He's definitely grown up. Seriously.
So we have 3 more, and we'll try to get through all these real quick. Eddie Kane, Maine. Hi, guys. I saw the genetic nightmare Mike Anthony from Memphis Wrestling on your program a couple times. Do you think he can be a top star at the reality wrestling?
No doubt. Mike Anthony is the guy that's definitely going to be in the program with reality wrestling going forward. He's got something. When he walks out the curtain, you feel something. Almost like Taz. When Taz walked out the curtain, you say, man, somebody's about to get it. You know what I mean? And that's what you feel with Mike Anthony. So, you're going to be seeing a lot of him in reality wrestling.
Boom. Callie Toenail says, Drew versus Punk went as it should, but Seth should have put on that bracelet, and Drew's happy and done right now. But I see a triple threat in theaters soon. I think the story is really going to be, yes, more with Drew and Seth. I do. I think there's a lot still on that meat on that bone.
I feel that same way, and like Callie said, I feel like the right person won. Drew McIntyre won that match, and I think he needed that match more than anything just because he's on a roll right now. Win or lose, Drew has been on a roll, and he's doing his best work right now. I'm serious. I don't think we've seen a better version of Drew McIntyre than we're seeing right now at this point in time.
It's the best that he's ever been. And our final one comes from Maddie, Mr. Marijuana. Okay. Booker, you and RVD are real G's. I'd love to smoke with you. Looking after my mom with Huntington's disease, wrestling has helped me more than ever. morning from West Australia. I'm not sure what the legality rules over there on West Australia, but we hope your mom recovers, man.
Hey, man, Australia, man. There's smokers, man. There's smokers in Australia, dog. Catch me in Cali, bro. Catch me in Cali. We'll hook up. But no, man, I want to thank you. For the super chat and stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting a little champagne, wishes, caviar dreams, man. It's been awesome kicking it with you guys. But Summer Champions 10 is going down this weekend. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. We're going to have a pre-show, a little kickoff show 30 minutes before the show. So make sure you tune in to Reality Wrestling. If you haven't downloaded the channel, make sure you do it, man. We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers. But Brad, for all the heavy lifting and all you guys, peace. We love you. And we out, man.